About 1 year ago, I completely stopped playing controller and switched to keyboard and mouse. And in that year, I ended up making $600 from tournaments, qualified to an FNCS finals, and became a top 900 player on the region. But why do I now want to quit playing keyboard and switch back to controller? You see, I'm still not convinced that keyboard is better than controller. So in today's video, I'm going to practice controller for 7 days, and at the end of those 7 days, I'm going to play the solo Cash Cup, where if I don't beat my best keyboard and mouse placement, I will have to do whatever the top comment says. We have a lot on the line, so let's get started on day 1. Oh my god. If you're wondering who is killing me this badly, this is Phobos. He is a European pro player that I hired to coach me for the next 7 days. And I'm hoping with his expertise, he will shape me to be the player I need to be in order to qualify. Wow.
Are you on linear or exponential?
I'm on Expo.
Yeah, I think linear is better, to be honest. Most pros use linear.
Yeah, let me try linear.
Yeah, go ahead. Alright, nice shot. What? No, it's through the wall. Through the floor.
There we go. First one on linear. Let's go.
I guess it's better, isn't it?
Yeah, I guess so. Thanks to Phobos, I was able to find out that linear was the better option, and I instantly saw improvement. But even though I improved a lot, I still got 10-1'd, so we decided to move on to box fights. My aim is so bad on controller, I cannot hit an edit. Yeah. Damn. Damn.
That's right.
I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I was very bad, but at least I did a bit better than in build fights because the score ended up being 10-2. It was clear that I needed a lot of practice, so I decided to ask my coach what were 3 things that I needed to work on.
3 things. All right. Number 1 is what I told you, like with the jumping. You need to practice your jump flick shots. After that, I would say use more like peanut butter peaks, because sometimes I noticed like you would edit 50-50 and stuff. And then after that, I would say practice playing like defensive, like expanding, you know, getting comfortable with boxing a lot.
Give me some maps to use to practice.
Mechanics training V5. Forever Zone Wars is a must. And then after that, maybe you can play some 2v2 realistics or 3v3 realistics with your friends, or even tokens if you play, I don't know.
This was great advice, and honestly, I gotta give a huge shout out to tapin.gg for sponsoring this video and giving me access to such a great coach. If you guys want to hire a coach just like Phobos, you can use the first link in the description for 20% off your first 2 orders. Day 2 went pretty smooth. I would start the day off by free building, then I would go into the mechanics training map that Phobos told me about. And after about an hour of working on my piece control, I would hop straight into Forever Zone Wars, where I would run around and kill a bunch of people for around 30 minutes. I was doing exactly what my coach told me to do. And the craziest thing is, it doesn't stop there. I would then go 1v1 some friends for about 2 hours. Then after that, I would play 2v2 realistics and 3v3 box fights for another 3 hours. This was the most Fortnite I have played in a very long time. And what's crazier is I didn't slow down, because I would do the same thing for days 3 and 4. Now, I could see myself improving very quickly, but I still needed hard-code evidence, so I decided to 1v1 Phobos for one last time. Who knows, maybe this time I will win. Let's go. There we go. Oh. Ooh. The score ended up being 10-10 in build fights and 10-9 in box fights. This was crazy improvement, and I think I'm finally ready for the solo Cash Cup. And once again, if you guys want pro coaching, pro teammates, or even just want to play with e-girls, you can click the first link in the description for 20% off your first 2 orders with tapin.gg. And going into my first game, Phobos told me to land Shining Span, and this is where I would get into my first fight of the tournament. 200. Get on my game, bro. Now, I promised myself that I wouldn't key this tournament, simply because I know I am not good enough to do that. But this kill did give me some confidence, and I did lose a little bit of self-control. This guy a bot? What the heck are you doing, brother? Uh-oh. Why did I try to bat him? No! What am I doing, bro? Like, yeah, that was definitely my fault, and I learned my lesson, because going into game number 2, I would play way more safely and only fight off spawn. $200, give me that. Time for you to go. That kill would set me up to make my first endgame on controller in over a year. And I'm not gonna lie, there was a good chance that I could win this game. Well, that is until this happened. Bro, this guy just died? Dude, this guy just died. No, bro. No, man. Like, that guy on high ground is just too good, bro. Unlucky. All good. GG's, go next. Unfortunately, our next game wouldn't be so good, and I would die right before the end game. But in the end, it really didn't matter, because in our 4th game, I would go insane. $200. No! Top 2, bro. That's a good game, bro. That's a good game. I should have definitely won that. But good game, bro. Let's go. That game would put us at 162 points, and we were now sitting in the top 200. Now, this is important because to qualify to finals, you need around 270 points. But if you remember in the intro, I said that if I didn't beat my best keyboard and mouse placement, I would have to do whatever the top comment says. And because of this now brings up our total points needed to 276 points, because that is my best placement. Unfortunately, in our next game, I would end up dying early endgame, and now we only have time for 2 more games. And if we want to reach our goal of 276 points, we need a good game here. I'm crazy. No, top 5, bro. That's not a bad game, bro. That's not a bad game at all, man. That's not a bad game at all, bro. That game got us to 231 points. We are now only 39 points away from qualification and 45 points away from not having to do the top comment. But there is one problem. We only have time for 1 more game, which means we need a top 5 here. No, top 5. 280, bro. Please be it. Bro, how is that kid still alive, bro? We did it. We qualified for finals and beat our best keyboard and mouse placement. But the job still isn't over. You see, we still have to play the finals and outplace my old finals record, which would be 90 points. Now, that might seem pretty easy until you realize we are playing against the best 600 players on the region. So, in order to guarantee success, I decided to call up a familiar face. Yo,
What's up, man?
now that I have Phobos here, I will easily get 90 points. Who knows, I might even get top 25 and make earnings. Okay, I might be getting a bit too ahead of myself, so let's focus on game 1.
Remember, east is kind of dead side.
Yeah.
You can stagger now. Nice. Alright, play your game. Perfect. Yup. Drop your mini shot like this if you want.
Dude, what the heck?
Lots of maps. Lovely, rotate, you're in. Nice, bro. 700 mats. Careful, pop and blow. Perfect. Nice, rotate on the right, perfect. Good, nice. Goes far, I think. He grabbed, he connected. It's fine, it's fine. You still have a lot of mats. Play your mats out, you're top 9 right now. Look back for a refresh. Nice, you still have 270 wood.
No, bro.
Nice try, nice try. Good game though.
Yeah. Man, I literally just can't. Every single time I take out my bats, I just so slow. That was a great first game, and now we were over halfway to the 90 points we need to outplace my best keyboard and mouse placement. But unfortunately, in game number 2, I'll die early endgame, wasting 20 minutes to get only 10 points. But it's all good because I redeemed myself in game number 3.
Nice, bro, you built metal. Perfect. Yeah. Nice, let's go, bro. Got like 200 knots. The guy is almost dead.
No, bro, this guy just hits like a truck. And with that game, we reached 100 points, which means we have officially beat my best keyboard and mouse placement on controller. I can't believe I improved this quickly in only 7 days, but honestly, it is all thanks to tapin.gg and Coach Phobos. If you guys want to use tapin.gg for yourself, just click the first link in the description, head to Fortnite, scroll down to coaching, click on coaching, and then you can choose between live coaching or VOD review. In this scenario, I did live coaching, then press play now, and just like that, you are very quickly queued in with a coach. And since we no longer have to worry about doing the top comment, I'm going to move the goalpost a bit further up and aim for top 100. And it was looking very doable because in this next game, I had my best performance of the day.
You're in, do it. Go on. They're both behind you. Nice. Nice, good follow. Perfect. Nice. Good go. This one, still got a lot of fun. Last top 11. There's more. Put one more box. Yeah, use the bat.
No!
He was a cheater, but...
That game put me in the top 70 with 148 points, meaning if we just have 3 more good games, I will make my first earnings on controller in over a year. But of course, going into my next game, I would die in 40th, barely gaining any points. And with time to only play 2 games out, I needed this next game to be a good one.
Only 22 kids alive. Maybe it's worth just running off with a bat and connecting from my head to the metal. Yeah, that's good. Perfect. Now try to spray a little bit. Careful. Top 17. Pull back. I think he goes back to your old builds. Bro, you're chilling. Just be careful of your map. I think he's a bad too. Right. Nice. There you go. That's enough. 2 builds now.
No!
Leave.
Yeah, I definitely sold that game, but it's all good because we still have 1 more game left, and if I win this game with 5 kills, I will make earnings. But like all things worth having, it wasn't going to come easy.
Nice. We use more wood.
This guy's not good. Oh.
Oh, he's bleeding.
Yep. Oh, who is this?
He's a
Fears
cheater.
and no, he's not cheating. Unfortunately, we did not make money, but we did get top 120, meaning I just got my best placement in the solo cash cup finals on controller. Does this answer the question that controller is better than keyboard? Well, I thought it did, and I was really thinking about making a permanent switch back to controller until something crazy happened that would completely change my mind.